Star Trek, Enterprise's T'Pol and Trip had baby hopes. But Misunderstand every 7 years rule. Connor Trinier wanted Commander Trip Tucker and Sub-Commander T'Pol, Jolene Black, to try to have a baby if Star Trek Enterprise Season 5 happened. But there is a common misunderstanding regarding the rule that Vulcans can only have sexual relations every 7 years. Trip and T'Pol became an unlikely but electric couple starting in Star Trek Enterprise Season 3. The Vulcan science officer used to savagely critique good old boy Trip, but T'Pol and the chief engineer of the NX-01 Enterprise grew close physically and emotionally when she helped him heal from his trauma after an attack on Earth killed Trip's sister Elizabeth. Trip and T'Pol discovered they had a child in the Star Trek Enterprise Season 4 episodes, Demons and Terra Prime. The xenophobic extremist group Terra Prime used Tucker and T'Pol's DNA to create a binary clone infant. They named Elizabeth after Trip's deceased sister. The baby Elizabeth was part of Terra Prime's plot to prove that human and alien coupling is dangerous. Tragically, Elizabeth didn't live very long due to a mistake in her cloning. But it was a seed planted that Trip and T'Pol could have had a child of their own if Star Trek Enterprise continued into Season 5. Connor Trinier wanted Trip and T'Pol to have a baby in Star Trek Enterprise Season 5. At STSF Trek to San Francisco, Connor Trinier and Dominic Keating, who played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed, were featured in a Star Trek Enterprise panel and fielded a fan's question on what they would have liked to see if Enterprise continued with Season 5. While Keating lamented Star Trek Section 31 happening without him and Reed possibly becoming a captain, Trinier brought up Trip and T'Pol having a baby. Check out his quote below. Star Trek Enterprise Season 4's Demons and Terra Prime established that baby Elizabeth Tucker was the first known human-alien hybrid, and that it was possible for humans and Vulcans to procreate. This is an important retcon that sets up how Spock, Leonard Nimoy, was born to Vulcan Ambassador Sarek, Mark Leonard, and his human wife, Amanda Grayson, Jane Wyatt, decades later. However, Connor Trinier seems to misunderstand the Vulcan Ponfar and its every 7 years rule. The Vulcan mating ritual Ponfar was introduced, along with many aspects of Vulcan culture, in the classic Star Trek the original series Season 2 premiere, Amok Time. Mrs. Spock was gripped with blood fever-induced madness and was compelled to return to Vulcan with an uncontrollable urge to mate. Vulcans undergo Ponfar every 7 years, but this isn't the only time a Vulcan is allowed to mate. Vulcans can have sexual relations anytime they wish. Ponfar is just a manifestation of Vulcans losing their logical control and reverting to their savage natures every 7 years.